Everything changes now. This is the month that myself and many other astrologers have been waiting for, anticipating February 2026. Welcome, everybody. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the astrology for February 2026 for the whole collective and each of the 12 signs. This is going to be an absolutely unbelievable month. This is where it all changes. I'm going to talk about why that is. This is not just a clickbait, okay? This is not just a clickbait title. This is the real deal time where we're never going back to where we came from, and we're stepping into a whole new world. So thank you all so much for joining me. Before we get into the astrology, I'd really appreciate if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, consider leaving a comment below to help with the channel's growth. Maybe share this video with someone who you think might be interested in it. And also over at my website, megmoonbeam.com, is where all my offerings are. I offer personal readings, astrology beginners course, webinars. I have my 2026 webinar, Age of Aquarius webinar, and memberships are now live. I have premium and astrology club memberships for those who would like to get my fully uncensored content. And in Astrology Club, we practice astrology. I'm your astrological teacher and guide. So if you're interested in checking all my offerings, those are in the description box of this video. Where do we even start with this, you guys? Okay, we're going to talk about the key dates astrologically. Then we're going to go into each of the 12 signs. So first of all, why the heck is this month such a big month? Well, first of all, we're going to be having a Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries. Okay. Saturn-Neptune conjunctions we have every so often. They're not extremely rare when it comes to outer planetary conjunctions, around over 20 years or so, 20 to 30 years. But this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, a great conjunction of two outer planets, is happening at 0 degrees, the first degree in Aries, the first sign. 0 degrees of Aries is known as the world axis in astrology. Represents the whole world, represents history, humanity, the whole world as we know it. Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries, we have not had this for over 6,000 years. Okay, so this is going to be, and that conjunction is exact on February 20th. The whole month, the day of February 20th, the days surrounding that, and the months and years to come will be affected by this conjunction. How? Saturn rules our systems and structures of life. Granddaddy Saturn, as I like to call him, is all about law, order, governments, politicians, the different structures of our society going through a totally new beginning, rebirth, and dissolving of what no longer serves the collective. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction also represents many other things. Next week, I'm going to be putting out a whole long-form video on this conjunction and each of the meanings for each of the 12 signs. So stay tuned for that, you guys. But this is really unprecedented stuff, and we can see it as we're beginning February. I'm actually filming this video on February 3rd, 2026. Have a lot going on in my schedule. Jens and I are preparing to move, so I'm sorry that I'm a few days late in putting this video out. But nonetheless, we are here. And as I'm filming this on February 3rd, you know, so much is going on geopolitically and in the world. And in particular, in the past few days, we've had this new Epstein file release of 3 million new documents. And it kind of feels like Pizzagate all over again, but on steroids, like times 1,000, because way more people are actually awake now. I'm also going to do a whole Epstein Files astrology video that'll come out on Thursday on my channel, so stay tuned for that. But it really feels like, I don't know about you guys, but we are on the precipice of this mass shift that a lot of the people in the world now are awake to many of the things that have been going on, the power structure that no longer serves the collective, a lot of the dark things that have been going on with the elites losing their power. And with us entering an eclipse season, we're going to have a solar eclipse in Aquarius, February 17th, Saturn Neptune conjunction, multiple squares to the planet Uranus, who is direct as of today. Happy Uranus direct. This is about rebellion and freedom and independence. Continued shocks and surprises, change big time. And I don't think we're going to be as complacent anymore from this month onwards as a collective. So really big historical collective events. I'll make some predictions in today's video as we go transit by transit. And also that affects our personal lives as well. Expect huge personal development, insights, downloads, shift, change, letting go, new beginnings this month and beyond, because Saturn rules time, and not just the day of February 20th when that Saturn Neptune conjunction is, but the weeks, days, months, years to follow. I've been really feeling that with this conjunction. So let's bring up a slide I made of key dates for the month. And let me just fix this here. So we've got many other aspects and things happening, but these are some of the transits that are really catching my eye to share with you all. And of course, in February, we are in Aquarius season until February 18th, and then we move into Pisces season. So Sun in Aquarius for most of the month is a really good time to spend with friends, community, like-minded people, being open to change, new things, developments in technology, weirdness, shocks, surprises. Aquarius is quite fun and eclectic, and it moves us out of stagnation for sure. And while the sun is in Pisces, Pisces season from February 16th to March 20th is the last sun sign season in Western astrology. So it is the end of our astrological year. And when we go into Aries season, March 20th, this is our astrological natural new year. So Pisces season is a very powerful time for rest, recuperation, reflection, preparation, creativity, spirituality, in preparation for the new year on March 20th in the Northern Hemisphere. So, okay, on February 3rd, Uranus goes direct in the sign of Taurus. And we've been going through Uranus in Taurus since 2018. I talked about this in depth with Sunny on my weekly astro weather from this past week. You guys can go check that out, where we talk in depth about Uranus and Taurus. This has been one of the things in the astrology that has been making things so unstable since 2018. Uranus is at fall in the sign of Taurus and has been retrograde for the past several months. Now direct from now until April 25th is the last time in our lives that we will have Uranus in Taurus. So Uranus, we're going to be feeling very strong when it goes direct. If you are an Aquarius, this is very positively affecting you because you are ruled by the planet Uranus. Yay, your planetary ruler is going direct. And, you know, there's going to be multiple squares to the planet Uranus this month. So we've got square to Mercury on February 5th, Uranus square to Venus on February 8th, Uranus square to the Sun, February 16th, the day before the solar eclipse in Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, and Uranus square Mars on February 27th. 4 squares to Uranus at the end of Taurus, okay? Squares to Uranus bring instability, very big instability, shocks, surprises, weirdness that can be uncomfortable. You guys are going to be hearing me over and over again on my channel and on my memberships the month of February, talking about how this is a very weird time. If you feel unstable, you are not going crazy. This is the astrological weather of this month. This is one of the if not the most wildest, weirdest, crazy, most powerful months of our lives. Seriously. So I'm going to just pause the slide deck for a moment because I'm feeling really guided to say intuitively that prepare yourself. Okay. If you are watching this at the beginning of February or any point in February for that matter or beyond, nervous system regulation during these times is absolutely paramount. Okay. What do I mean by nervous system regulation? Well, our nervous system in medical astrology is ruled by Uranus and Mercury. Okay. We are in an Aquarius with Uranus now direct at fallen Taurus, making multiple squares throughout the month, with a solar eclipse going to be happening on February 17th, ruled by Uranus. I'm going to talk about that. Our nervous systems in medical astrology are overloaded. Okay. So things that are nervous system regulators, like getting really good sleep, eating good natural food, drinking alkaline water, spending as much time as possible off of the screens and social media, not being obsessed with the news and the whole dramas of everything that's playing out and going on, having healthy boundaries, earthing, grounding, barefooting if possible, taking salt baths. There's so many different nervous system regulators, being creative, doing something fun, connecting to your inner child. This is very important this month. Some of you guys may think I'm sounding like a crazy Scorpio drama queen right now, but I bet your bottom dollar by the end of the month, we will have seen several historical collective events play out, and we will continue to see that going into March, April, the rest of the year, and the years to come because of this Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So the nervous system can something that can be a little bit out of whack and a challenge as we are in this month, which is important to pay attention to. On February 6th, Mercury enters Pisces, and Mercury is at detriment in Pisces. So Mercury in Pisces is very creative, it's very dreamy, it's very spiritual. It's the detriment position of Mercury because, of course, Mercury is at home and Gemini and Virgo. Virgo is opposite to Pisces. This can bring confusion, okay, especially with everything that's going to be playing out this month. And we are actually going to be having a very wonky Mercury retrograde starting closer to the end of the month from February 26th to March 20th. I'll do a whole separate video on that as well, Mercury retrograde in Pisces survival guide. But we're leading up to Mercury going into Pisces February 6th. And it is a good time to be really creative. I think doing things that are creatively fulfilling this month is also very much in alignment, especially with Mercury in Pisces, Venus going into Pisces, Sun in Pisces season starting on the 18th. And that's also a great nervous system regulator with all the crazy stuff that's going to be going down. February 10th, Venus enters Pisces, and this is nice because Venus is in her exalted position in Pisces. Very good for our Taurus and Libras ruled by Venus. February 13th, we have Saturn enters Aries. Okay, so one of the outer planets shifts signs. We just had Neptune fully ingress into Aries. That was on January 26th. Huge shift because Neptune has been in Pisces since 2011. Now Saturn full on enters Aries on February 13th, out of Pisces where he's been since March 2023. So there's actually a lot going on this month where planets are in places that they don't really like to be in. Okay, let's just go through here. Let's take a moment to go through. We've got Mercury will be at detriment in Pisces. Venus will be exalted in Pisces, which is really, really good. So we've got Mercury at detriment. We've got Saturn entering fall position of Aries. We've got Uranus at fall position of Taurus. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So there's some good things going on, but there's also a shift of Saturn. He's going to be relieved. Oh, sorry, you guys, I'm paused. Let me fix that. Saturn is going to be relieved to be out of Pisces. Okay, but he doesn't really like to be in Aries either. I do think Saturn in Aries is a lot better for us than Saturn in Pisces, which we've been in for the past 3 years, which has just been, oh my God, don't even get me started with all the Pisces transits that's been going on. It's been very confusing, illusory, brainwashing influence, just overly sensitive. But I'm actually excited for Saturn to go into Aries, even though this is his fall sign, because Neptune in Aries, Saturn in Aries, we are bringing in the fire. Aries is a fire sign. Okay. We can be more motivated and inspired, Aries, to fulfill our work, our long term goals, responsibility, and discipline. Saturn. And this is us actually starting to see, I think, justice and changes in the collective when it comes to the power structures that have been, in control of this planet. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I have to kind of be careful with my words here on I'm posting this on YouTube and on Rumble. So very big shift, Saturn in Aries. February 16th, when we get to mid-month, we're entering eclipse season. Okay. We're going to have solar eclipse on February 17th, same day as Venus conjunct the North Node. But the day before that solar eclipse, February 16th, Sun square Uranus on the same day as Mercury trine Jupiter. So that day, February 17th, solar eclipse in Aquarius with the dispositor Uranus square the Sun. This is going to be super wonky, weird, unstable, especially for the United States, because if we bring up the chart for that solar eclipse, this eclipse is going to be happening at 28 degrees of Aquarius, and it is it exactly conjunct the sun of the US? Let me double check here in my astrology program. Let me refresh my memory. 1 degree off of being exactly conjunct the moon of the US. So the United States has its moon 27 degrees of Aquarius. The solar eclipse is going to be at 28 degrees of Aquarius with Uranus square, not just the eclipse, but the moon of the US. So shocking events. Aquarius is all about shocks, surprises, change, unpredictability, weirdness. It also rules technology and innovation, AI. Aquarius also has to do with the financial markets and the invisible systems and structures of life. So we can expect those areas of life really highlighted. And over on my web memberships on my website, megmoonbeam.com, last week I did an astrology special on Trump USA 2026 astrology. And I talked about how I discovered, I don't know if any other astrologer has seen this, maybe, but the day that the United States entered World War II in the 40s, we're having the exact same aspect in February. Uranus, 27 degrees of Taurus, square the moon of the US, 28 degrees of Aquarius. And this eclipse is almost exactly conjunct the moon of the US and in square to Uranus as well. So I'm not saying that the United States is necessarily going to join a new war. It is a possibility, okay? But there's definitely going to be a major new event, historical, geopolitical event that is unfolding. If you've watched my Trump USA 2026 astrology special on my membership, still available if anybody wants to go check that out. I also talked about how President Trump has very intense transits currently happening, and got to be careful with my words here. I can't say what I fully want to say on my YouTube channel, but there's a possibility that one of the events that happens is President Trump might not be the president by the end of this month or by the end of this year. I think astrologically, it's more likely that he will not finish his second presidential term. Now, the stars impel, they don't compel. So that's something that I'm seeing as a really big possibility. But his chart is being absolutely lit up with also when we get into later in the month, we're going to have on February 27th, Mars square Uranus. And that aspect will be almost exactly aspecting Trump's natal Mars in his 12th house, Uranus and square to his Mars, Mars in an opposition to Mars. With a whole bunch of other stuff he's going on, some of you may remember that I predicted his assassination attempt in 2024 because we had Mars Uranus conjunct Algol. So Mars square Uranus aspecting his chart very intensely, there's going to be some sort of attack on Trump. And oops, I just said that. Okay. So I have to be like censoring myself because, yeah, for those of you who don't know, the US is, I'm not sure if they've implemented it or they are definitely trying to implement it. But if you are not a US citizen, resident, and you say anything like negative about Trump or JD Vance or the administration, I could be denied access from entering the US. So I need to be very careful how I go about saying my predictions. I am not wishing an attack on Trump by no means, but just saying there's an astrological possibility here that he's going through very intense situations this month. If you want the uncensored version, go listen to my astrology special. So him, the USA, very, very highlighted. Okay. But not just the collective, each of us in our personal lives, we're going through major shocks, shifts in life, new opportunities. So that solar eclipse on February 17th, eclipses are huge portals of new beginnings when they're new moon solar and endings when they're full moon lunar. So wherever you have 28 degrees Aquarius in your personal chart is an area that actually from February 17th and the whole next 6 months forward, you're going through a whole new beginning chapter in that area of life. It's good to set intentions for that area of life. And I am going to talk about 12 sign readings after we talk about the collective astrology. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So that solar eclipse, it's going to be wonky. It's going to be trippy. It's shaking us up. It's bringing us forward into the future. Whatever challenges are coming up are initiating us into the future moving forward. And I don't want to freak you guys out. Okay. I'm just being honest as an astrologer that this is like very intense, big stuff going on this month. And this is where the astrology can be helpful for us to be aware of that, regulate our nervous system, see where that's activating for us in our sun, moon risings, in our charts, so we can best navigate that. So yeah, I do like that on the day of the solar eclipse on February 17th, we do have Venus exalted in Pisces conjunct the North Node. So I see that actually as a very positive aspect on the day of that eclipse, positive omen even, and a benefic influence protecting us over whatever is going to come up. Aquarius also rules aliens, ETs, astrology, astronomy, anything that has to do with outer space. So those can also be very big themes as well. We're also, as we're in this Aquarius season, you know, a lot of the Epstein files is revealing a lot of Aquarian weird stuff, experiments that have been done on people. Science experiments, mad scientists, all that kind of stuff, if you look into some of the things that have been revealed. February 18th, Sun enters Pisces and we enter Pisces season. I talked about that before. February 20th, we have that big Saturn-Neptune conjunction, 0 degrees of Aries. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. Pay attention. This whole month, pay attention to what is going on, what is coming up for you. Okay, this is a very powerful month to keep a journal, to be doing a meditation practice, I'm hearing like the universe saying, treat this whole month as a ceremony, treat this whole month as a shamanic journey with its twists and turns and work with it very consciously. So stay tuned for my Saturn-Neptune conjunction video I'll put out soon. February 26th, Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces. That'll be from February 26th to March 20th. And it makes sense to me because Mercury, of course, is at detriment in Pisces. It is very confusing, unclear in the sign of Pisces. And I feel like a lot of big things are going to be happening this month, where by the end of the month, we're all kind of like, this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, what just happened? What's real? What's not real? Who can I trust? Who can't I trust? So this Pisces fog really clears once we go into our natural new year on March 20th, when we enter Aries season, when the Mercury retrograde is over and Neptune and Saturn are no longer in Pisces, okay? So these are some of the major transits that are going on. And we're going to get into each of the 12 signs for the month. Before we do that, let's pull some tarot cards. Okay. And I'm going to ask, what is universe, our divine guidance for this historical, exciting month of change, February 2026? What is our guidance for our highest good from all that supports us in spirit from a loving intention? Oh, Knight of Swords. He's been coming up a lot lately. Oh, okay. 5 of Pentacles. Strength card. 10 of Cups. And the Magician. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Okay. So overall, pretty good. We're in a good space. And this is interesting because in my regular videos, a lot of the tarot cards lately have been very, very positive, kind of signaling that we are on the right track. Everything's okay. Do not fret. There are a lot of people still, I don't need to tell you guys this, you already know this. There's a lot of people that have not gotten with the program yet. This is what I'm feeling with the card. Normies, okay, people stuck in the matrix. This is going to be a very challenging month. I'm not wishing that upon anybody. It's just common sense, and I'm seeing it with this card, okay? So because of certain major world shifts and events that are going to be taking place, if people have not had their finances taken care of, or they've been in jobs that no longer are going to apply moving forward, this can be a month where there's a lot of reality checks and possible challenge around that for some of those people that have not woken up, so to speak. But they are supported. They are going through their initiation in their way. We are all stronger than we know. I've been getting this strength card a lot. Our strength is going to be tested this month, okay? And we can handle this. So remember what I said earlier about nervous system regulators? This month, do that now. And if you ever get overwhelmed by any of the information, things being revealed, world events, take a break from the news and renew your strength. The Magician, we are in our creative power. This is, even though this is great times of change, this is very powerful time of manifestation, our creativity, bringing the magic into the mundane. The Magician says you can make your imagination real. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. This is also like us entering eclipse season with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. This is a very magical energy. I feel the veils between worlds are very, very thin right now. Many of us are going to have psychic abilities opening up, more increased spiritual phenomena as well. We're seeing more of the magic in the physical, I'm hearing. And things are going to start to move faster this month, especially when Saturn enters Aries. We have Neptune there too. This is moving forward fearlessly based on information learned, sometimes we may need to make a fast decision this month. Follow your heart over fear. I'm hearing very, very important. And we've got the 10 of Cups. Everything you've worked out for, everything you've planned out works out. So this is some very positive influence, actually. I think a lot of us are, if you're listening to this video in our Meg Moonbeam YouTube Rumble community, we're pretty well prepared. I'm going to ask, how else can we support ourselves and those that maybe are not open yet to the age of Aquarius and what we're stepping into? And how can we best support those who have been in the matrix and the lies and the deceptions that we may have around us? Got the Fool and the Queen of Cups. So I'm feeling like playfulness is very important. Playfulness, kind of like being in our inner child, playing with the energy. If you have a friend or a family member or a coworker who is totally tripped out by things that are going to be playing out, be playful with them, be honest with them, don't overwhelm them, but know that all of us chose to be here right now. Okay. We are never thrown anything that we cannot handle. So we don't need to baby anybody. We don't need to take on Queen of Cups. We don't need to take on other people's stuff. Okay. That's not ours emotionally or energetically, but we can share our love. We can share our good nature. We can share playfulness. Okay. And I'm feeling that over and over again. We all chose to be here. You chose to be here. I chose to be here. Even if people think we're crazy, being into the spiritual and the woo and astrology, they chose to be here, even though everything plays out in the astrology. It's absolutely wild. And we're all supported in our journeys. So I hope that makes sense how I just said that. That's a lot of major arcanas too: the Magician, Strength, and the Fool. I'm going to pull an extra bonus card because this is such a big month. Spirit, what's our extra bonus card message for this month? Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. 6 of Cups. Interesting. Nostalgia, healing, reach out to others with love and compassion. Yeah, be compassionate. Be compassionate, be loving. I feel like a lot of us are going to be called upon to comfort others that may be freaking out about some of the things going on. We're going to be called upon to share our support, and that's okay. We want to be in our boundaries, though. And there may be people from the past coming forward that we haven't seen in a long time, past friends, past family, past people in the collective. That's interesting too, because Neptune is one of the influences that can have to do with the past. So, okay. Now we're going to go through each of the 12 signs for the month. And I recommend you listen to your rising and your sun sign. Most importantly, you can also listen to your moon sign for more emotional, personal life interpretations as well. We're going to start with our Aries. How's it going, Aries? Welcome to the craziest month of your life. Joking, but not joking. This is going to be a wild month. And Aries, you are one of the stars of the show. Okay. So this is a very, very big month for you, as we now have Neptune in your sign as of January 26th. Saturn is entering your sign on February 13th. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction is going to be in your sign on February 20th. Aries. Okay. And there's all kinds of different Aries. Aries is not the same. And I know when I do these readings, it's overall for Aries. What I will say, Aries, is you need to be very mindful, okay, what you're playing at. Okay. Because Saturn entering your sign, Granddaddy Saturn, he rules karma, he rules reality checks, he rules the practical side of life. And you're having a once in a lifetime Saturn Neptune conjunction in your sign. If you're an Aries in the first 10 degrees, you're going to have that conjunction within a really strong orb of your Aries placement. This is a month to get real with yourself about where you're being in alignment and where you're being out of alignment. And this is a month of karma coming back, good or bad, depending on how you've been playing out. This is absolutely huge and monumental. Okay, Aries. So with Saturn Neptune conjunction on February 20th in your sign, that is definitely a day, time period around that whole month to be paying attention to what comes up for you. There's probably going to be some major life endings around your identity, sense of self, how you present yourself out into the world with work as well. But there can also be very big new beginnings in those areas too. For most of the month, you're going to be having the sun transiting over your 11th house while the sun is in Aquarius. Then the sun, starting on February 18th, will move into your 12th house in Pisces. So while the sun is transiting over your 11th house until the 18th, this is a great time for networking, collaboration, friendships, futuristic opportunities, and innovation. There can be gains coming forward as well. The 11th house rules gains. But Aries, I want you to be very mindful of who you have around you, because with the Lord of your 11th house being Aquarius and Granddaddy Saturn being the traditional ruler of the 11th house, there may be some friends, some colleagues, team associates that aren't actually what you think they are, or there could be some major reality checks for you coming up around then. And this can be in this month, but also in the months to come. Remember, the Saturn Neptune conjunction has an influence for not just this month and February 20th, but the weeks, months, and years to come as Saturn rules time. So there could be friendships dissolving, group associations dissolving, things that have to do with online work dissolving as well, new opportunities coming in there too. On February 18th, the sun moves into your 12th house while we have the sun in Pisces. This is a lot more sensitive. It's good for you to be doing more behind the scenes work and happenings, especially during Pisces season. You can be having very vivid dreams. There is more of a need for you to be in rest and relaxation. This is definitely, Aries, a month to not overbook yourself. Seriously, you are going to be having very big insights, downloads, life events, reality checks, and the plans are probably going to change. And I like that when the sun moves into Pisces in your 12th house, that allows for rest, integration, creatively processing whatever is coming up for you. Okay. We've got your planetary ruler Mars in Aquarius all month. So Mars does pretty good in Aquarius. He's off of that conjunction to Pluto. Thank God. That was really intense. And we've got a really nice aspect happening with Mars this month. Mars sextile Chiron. That will be on, do I have the wrong day for that? Let me just double check something here, you guys. One sec. Yeah, Mars sextile Chiron is happening on February 22nd, and there can be some amazing healing breakthroughs that happen for you on that day. And around that time, Chiron, of course, is our wounded healer asteroid in sextile to your ruler. So that's very positive, healing, nurturing aspect. And then we have more of a challenging aspect with your ruler Mars on February 27th, Mars square Uranus. So that is going to be bringing up shocks and surprises with Uranus in your second house, maybe having to do with work or income, friends that you are working with, group associates. There can be shocks to your value and your self worth as well. Maybe there's situations that come up that make you test your values and what is in alignment with you moving forward. Definitely a lot of changes with your ruler Mars transiting over the 11th house, going to be, sextile Chiron this month, square Uranus this month, changes and clarity coming in around your friends, team members, people that you surround yourself with. It's important for you to be honest about that. And, when one door closes, another one opens. And that solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th, also happening in your 11th house. So from February 17th and the whole next 6 months forward, because eclipses actually activate an area for the whole next 6 months, there's new friends, new like-minded community, new futuristic opportunities coming in for you, and positive new gains as well. So I'm going to be honest with you, Aries, this is a big month for you. Some of you will be very, very challenged this month if there's certain things that need to be let go that are no longer in alignment. I think all Aries are going to be feeling some major sense of challenge or new responsibility needing to be taken on, major things that are being let go. But I keep hearing this for you: as one door closes, another one opens. Okay, you're really cleaning out house this month, and things will get lighter as the year goes on. But this is like one of the most intense months of our lives, and a lot of these transits are happening in your sign. Wow. Okay, let's pull a card for our Aries for the month of February 2026 for Aries. I'm going to do a little shuffle. Many of you may have a total change in what you want to be doing professionally as well. Saturn, like your professional life or dreams or goals dissolving and new ones coming forward for you guys. And if you don't have all the clarity all at once, that's okay. I'm hearing Spirit say that as we go throughout this year, a lot of clarity is going to be coming in for you, new opportunities. Wow. Okay, I don't pull this card a lot, very rarely, and this is an Aries tarot card. The Emperor. Aries. Be the positive expression of the Emperor this month. The Emperor is with you. The Emperor is, are you going to go to war and do things that are self-sabotaging and detrimental to yourself and others? Or are you going to take the high path, be the leader, be the ambassador of change, be in your confidence, be in your own alignment, use your energy in positive and productive ways? Look at yourself as the Emperor this month, and how are you directing your energy? That is powerful. This is going to be a huge month for you. Let me know, Aries, what's going on for all y'all in the comments below if you feel like sharing. Very interested to hear. Okay, next we've got our Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Risings. How's it going, Taurus? Yeah, you're another one of the signs, and I've got my Taurus rising, so shout out to all my fellow Tauruses. We're one of the signs being really, really hit this month by a lot of the transits that are going on. So first of all, as of February 3rd, Uranus is direct in our sign. Yay, yay, yay. We've been going through Uranus in Taurus transit ever since 2018. I did a video on this with Sunny this past Sunday on my channel. If you want to go check that out, where I talk about Uranus and Taurus in depth. This has been unstable, rocky, weird for Tauruses the whole past 8 years. We've got less than 3 months left of Uranus in our sign. Yes. So Uranus is now direct, going through 27 degrees Taurus, 28, 29 over the next just under 3 months. So if you have any Taurus placements in your chart at 27, 28, 29 degrees Taurus, or within 5 degrees either side of that, you are being directly aspected by Uranus at this time. And for all of us, Tauruses for that matter, Uranus direct in Taurus is good because this transit is almost over. We're moving forward. But this month, why I'm saying we're going to be one of the signs being the most hit with these transits is because Uranus is going to make 4 square aspects this month. Uranus in Taurus is going to square Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars. I'm hearing the word test. This month, Taurus is a huge test of where you're at, your self-worth, career, a lot about career and long-term goals, and parental, older figures, and elders this month. Because we've got the Sun transiting over our 10th house in Aquarius. We've got Mars in Aquarius going to make a square to Uranus. Sun in Aquarius making a square to Uranus. The solar eclipse in Aquarius in our 10th house. Pluto is in Aquarius in our 10th house conjunct our midheaven. Probably this month, Tauruses, there are going to be stressors when it comes to work and your long-term goals. Many of us might feel like there may be a situation going on like, oh, am I ever going to move past this? Is this ever not going to be an issue? If you're in a job that you don't like, it can feel like, am I ever going to fucking get out of this job? Yes. Yes, we are going through a test when it comes to our values, our self-worth, how we show up in the world, in particular with our work and long-term goals. So let's face those tests head on. There could definitely be some power struggles going on with like a boss or someone older that you work with, or colleagues, or just with the field that you're working in general. Okay. So we're being initiated to up level in our careers, Tauruses, very big at this time. This is a very big theme with our transits, and it's very highlighted this month with the Aquarius transits in our 10th house. We've got our ruler Venus in Aquarius until February 10th. Then she moves into her exalted position of Pisces. Okay, so there's good news for Tauruses this month. We've got our ruler Venus goes into Pisces, where she's exalted. She loves to be there. Woohoo! So we can be feeling good. We can be looking good. Okay, at least we're looking good. Just kidding. But this Venus, our ruler, which has a lot to do with our health and our overall well-being, exalted in Pisces from the 10th onwards. This is going to help us navigate a lot of the testy transits that are coming up this month. Venus in Pisces is a good time if you need to get a haircut, get a beauty treatment, if you need to do a photo shoot, anything that has to do with style, your looks, your aesthetic, beauty. February 4th, we've got Venus sextile Chiron, which is a day of very profound healing energy for us ruled by the planet Venus, Tauruses. February 8th, Venus is square Uranus. So that's going to be testy. Okay, there can be tests or instability, weirdness when it comes up to our relationships, our finances, or our work on or around that day. And luckiest day of the month for us is February 22nd, when Venus is in trine to Jupiter. Very, very lucky day. 2 benefics in a positive aspect, including our planetary ruler. Now, we are going to be having a solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th in our 10th house. And on that exact same day, our ruler Venus is going to be conjunct the North Node. So I'm going to keep repeating this, Tauruses. I'm sorry if you don't like it if I'm repeating it, but we are being tested with our work, our career potential, big time. And as we go through this initiation, we will be blessed. We will be rewarded over the next 6-month period because eclipses have an effect for the whole next 6 months. Many Tauruses over the next 6 months will be stepping into a totally new field of work, new job, standing up for yourself professionally, up leveling professionally as well. So this is very powerful. And we're going to be having the Saturn-Neptune conjunction on February 20th in our 12th astrological house. So this is, of course, the house of Pisces ruled areas. Karmic undoing and healing is a very big theme of the 12th house and also of this Saturn-Neptune conjunction. So Taurus, you are going to be having a lot to do with work or responsibilities, even if you're not a working Taurus placement at this time. Responsibilities are also the 10th house, but there's very powerful energy closer to the end of this month with that Saturn Neptune conjunction for real deal, deep healing breakthroughs of major issues or challenges you've been going through. I do think this is a good month, especially around that Saturn Neptune conjunction. Maybe you want to go on a little retreat, visit a sacred site, go do a spa day. It's good to be resting around the time of that conjunction on the 20th, integrating what is coming up for you, and doing healing work or creative behind the scenes projects can be really powerful. And there's a major ending and cleansing that we're going through on the soul level. Many of us may be feeling highly sensitive around the 20th. You may like cry out of nowhere or need more sleep. That's totally okay because we have the conjunction happening in our 12th house. Okay, Tauruses, let's pull a card for us for the month of February. Big month. Did I say shocks and surprises with work as well? Like weird stuff coming up as well. So be prepared for that. Possibly. Okay, our card for the month. 2 of Pentacles. This makes a lot of sense. Finding balance. Balance between work, play, work, home, choices. Okay, there's going to be big choices that need to come up as well that maybe have to do with our finances, Pentacles, or work. A lot of Tauruses are going to be leaving a job this month, or finding a new job, or finding what your dream job is or your dream field is. So pay attention to the choices and act accordingly, okay? Believe in yourself, Taurus. You've got this. All right, next we move to our Geminis. Geminis, how are we doing out there? It's February 2026. It's going to be a crazy month. So this month, you've got the sun transiting over your 9th and 10th houses. The sun will be in Aquarius until February 18th, transiting over your 9th house of Sagittarius. So many Geminis may be traveling, studying. You can be getting very interested in spirituality or philosophy. There can be foreign people coming over for a visit, foreign friends, possibly very highlighted. And then when the sun ingresses into Pisces in your 10th house from February 18th onwards, really highlighting your work and long-term goals. So the sun not transiting over heavy houses this month. I think you're one of the signs that is going to be getting through this month the easiest. Okay, but we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde starting on February 26th, going until March 20th, and your planetary ruler is Mercury, and it's going to be a wonky Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So I feel like for most of the month, you're actually faring quite well, okay? We've got your ruler Mercury ingressing into Pisces on February 6th. We will have multiple Mercury aspects throughout the month. Some days to pay attention to that may be challenging are February 5th, when we are going to be having Mercury square Uranus. But we've also got some lucky days, quite a few lucky days happening for you Geminis. Lucky days are February 12th, when your ruler Mercury is conjunct the North Node. February 16th, Mercury is trine Jupiter. And February 28th is also lucky, Mercury conjunct Venus. We are going to be having a solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius on February 17th in your 9th house. So for the whole next 6-month period, starting on February 17th, this is a time where there can be new beginnings, fresh new energy in those 9th house areas of foreign travel, higher learning, your beliefs, legal matters as well. I'm going to be doing a whole separate video very soon on that solar eclipse, very in depth for each of the 12 signs. So stay tuned for that, Geminis. But this is a lucky house. This is the Saggy, lucky, ducky house. Okay, so over the next 6-month period, it's a very positive time for legal matters, for learning, traveling as well. There could be totally new subjects that you get into, maybe Aquarian ruled subjects that you get interested in. And on February 20th, we're going to be having a Saturn-Neptune conjunction, 0 degrees of Aries, happening in your 11th astrological house. So this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, it's a little bit of a juxtaposition, because Saturn-Neptune conjunct, it always brings a dissolving and karmic ending, but it's happening at 0 degrees of Aries, which is also bringing in a new beginning. This is in your 11th house of friends, community, online, social media, your long-term wishes, dreams, and aspirations as well. So there may be a lot of big changes going on with your friends, people that you're associated with, you have around you. You may be called upon to be in a supportive role at this time. And you can be feeling a lot more sensitive as well with your ruler Mercury in the sign of Pisces and us entering Pisces season. Again, Mercury enters Pisces on February 6th, and Pisces season starts on February 18th. So just be sure that you keep healthy boundaries with people. If there are friends or associates around you going through major life changes, you can, of course, support them, but just be mindful of your own energy as well, because I think you are going to be feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual. But overall, Gemini, I think it's actually a good month for you. You're going to be seeing some of the Aries and Tauruses and Aquariuses and who else? Those signs really going through crazy stuff. Maybe some other signs I'm forgetting. What is our tarot card for Geminis for this month? This one's popping out. King of Cups. Interesting. King of Cups, support yourself before you can support others. Literally what I just said, okay? So the King of Cups is a Pisces-related card. Your ruler Mercury is in Pisces this month. We are going to have the sun enters Pisces later on in the month. You're feeling sensitive. You're feeling dreamy. That might be the challenge for you guys this month, is your sensitivity, okay? Your empathy, which is a beautiful thing, but we just want to be mindful of that. And this King of Cups is also really generous as well. So I feel like there may be a gift coming your way, or you're giving a gift to someone else. That can be coming up this month. So positive gifts when it comes to travel, higher learning, your work, friends. Very cool. Have a happy month of February, Geminis. Next, we've got our Cancers. Cancers, sun, moon, and risings. Well, first of all, Cancer, you're ruled by the moon, okay? And in February and March, we are in eclipse season. Exact eclipse portal will be between February 17th and March 3rd, 2026. So you can be feeling really sensitive around this time because, of course, the moon has to do with the eclipses that go on, your planetary rulers. So You may be feeling during eclipse season more sensitive than usual. You can have very profound dreams, very big life changes can be coming up for you as well. While the sun is in Aquarius until February 18th, the sun is transiting over your eighth astrological house of Scorpio, highlighting the hidden and shadow sides of life, shared resources, other people's resources, hidden money, sex, and intimacy and secrets can all be big themes coming up during that time. And then we've got the sun ingressing into Pisces February 18th for the last part of the month, transiting over your ninth astrological house, highlighting long distance travel, higher learning, legal matters, luck, and your beliefs as well. So I feel like the until February 18th, it is intense with the sun transiting over your eighth house. Will definitely get lighter when the sun starts to go through your ninth house from the 18th onward. But you are feeling the intensity because it is an eclipse season. We're going to have solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th happening in your eighth house. So from now, the whole next 6-month period, because eclipses have an effect for the whole next 6 months, there can be new beginnings, fresh new energy when it comes to your empowerment. The eighth house has a lot to do with empowerment, investments, hidden money, your sex life, your soulmate relationships as well, and shared resources. I am not a financial advisor, but just saying this is one of the money houses. So solar eclipse in the eighth house can be a good time to start new things when it has to do with finances or investments over the next 6-month period. There can be returns on investments, receiving of gifts as well. And Saturn Neptune conjunction on February 20th is happening in your 10th house. So there's an ending, but also a beginning when it comes to your long-term goals, work, career, elder figures in your life. I think many Cancers might be in work fields that are going through really big shifts and changes at the moment. Many Cancers may have job changes this month and over the months to come, because the Saturn Neptune conjunction will have an eclipse for over the next whole few weeks, months, even years to come. Many Cancers will be inspired to step into entrepreneurship roles and businesses and doing something that is totally new or pioneering during these times. And you can be inspired to do so starting this month. Okay, Cancers, let's pull a card for you guys for this month of February 2026. What's our message for our Cancies, as I like to call you guys? Ooh, Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Find work-life balance to protect your creativity. Well, the Eight of Pentacles is all about learning skills, deeply learning skills. So there could be a opportunity for a course or a workshop or to work with a new teacher, especially while you've got those Pisces transits happening in your ninth house. So be open to new ways of learning, new subjects that can be coming up that you're interested in. And this will tie into your work and maybe even income streams moving into the future. Very cool. Success in work and what you learn. Have a great month of February, Cancers. Hello, Leos. Let's talk about your February 2026 astrology. Well, first of all, because you are ruled by the sun, whenever we have an eclipse season, like we are actually having in February and March, you and the Cancers ruled by the moon get very, very affected. So we're going to be in exact eclipse portal between February 17th, the day of the solar eclipse, and March 3rd, the day of the lunar eclipse. This can be a time where there can be heightened sensitivity, major life experiences or shifts can be coming up for you, and very vivid dreams and increased synchronicities as well. We've got your ruler, the sun, transiting over your 7th astrological house, until February 18th while the sun is in Aquarius, highlighting your love life, committed relationships, contracts, obligations, other people, and aesthetic and style. We then have, when the sun ingresses into Pisces from February 18th onwards, sun transiting over your eighth house, as well as a stellium of planets over the eighth. Your sun, Venus, and Mercury, the north node, will also be there as well. So when we get later on in the month, the energy gets definitely more of an intense flavor for you. The eighth house of Scorpio is about intensity and extremes, transformation, death, rebirth, hidden money, investments, other people's resources are all areas of life that can be highlighted and coming up. The solar eclipse that we have happening on February 17th is happening in your seventh house. So from February 17th onwards for the whole next 6-month period, this can be a time of new beginnings and fresh new energy in your love life, your committed relationships, contracts, obligation, and your overall sense of style and fashion as well, ruled by the seventh house. It is a good time to be setting intentions having to do with the long term, especially when it comes to eclipses, as this is going to be our first eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. Hey, Leo, sorry, I just got cut off there for a moment, but I think I was just talking about how eclipses are very powerful times to set intentions going forward into the future. And this eclipse is on February 17th, solar eclipse in Aquarius, activating your committed relationships. So, a lot of Leos lately, I've noticed a lot of you guys have been going through breakups or big relationship changes. There will be new lovers, new friends, new work partners coming in over the next 6-month period. And with Aquarius being in your seventh house, it's important to be open to different people from what you would usually maybe be open to when it comes to love or working associations. We're going to be having the Saturn Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries in your ninth house, exact on February 20th. And this is an ending, but also a grand new beginning in your ninth house of higher learning, beliefs, studying, foreign travel, places and things, and legal matters as well. So that Saturn Neptune conjunction can be a very big dissolving of beliefs that no longer serve you anymore. And makes me think about when I was vegan for 12 years, hardcore. And then all of a sudden one day I decided not to be anymore. There could be beliefs that you've been hanging on to for a while, or someone that you've been also like looking up to for a while. The ninth house can be guides or mentors, influencers that, that gets dissolved during this period. Subjects you are interested in learning, there could be opportunities in the coming months for you to go deeper into that or step into actually being a teacher yourself. Let's pull a tarot card for our Leos. Oh my God, I just had some cards fall. 1 second, Leo, we don't want to be missing any cards. Yikes. Okay. Leos for the month of February. What have we got for you? Wow. Okay. King of Pentacles. This is a great card for the month of February. The King of Pentacles is very abundant. He is a master of the material realm. He is very reliable. He is practical. He is grounded. He is powerful. Wow, there's gifts coming up this month for you, Leo's. Gifts after maybe some challenges or tests that you've been going through recently. Also interesting that you're going to have all those transits in your eighth house in Pisces. There could be returns on investments or gains from other people's resources coming in as well. Interesting. If you're a single Leo, oh, look, my Moldavite pendants all over the place. If you're a single Leo, I feel like this can also indicate that a new partner is coming forward that has their shit together and is reliable and you can trust. There's trustworthy people coming forward as well. Very cool. Hope that resonated with you and wishing you a magical month of February. Next, we've got our Virgos. Virgos, how are we doing out there? We've got the sun transiting over your sixth astrological house until February 18th, while the sun is in Aquarius, highlighting your health, day-to-day work, routines, pets, and wellness. And then the sun is going to be entering your seventh house where you have Pisces on February 18th and beyond, highlighting your committed relationships, aesthetic contracts, obligations, other people in your life. So you got the sun for most of the month transiting over your sixth house, which is the Virgo ruled areas. Really good time for health appointments, organization, cleaning out the home, cleaning out the office space for sure. And we are going to be having a solar eclipse in Aquarius in your sixth house on February 17th, Virgos. So from now in the month of February and the whole next 6-month period, this is new, shocking, sudden, or really different opportunities when it comes to work, when it comes to healing and health modalities, anything that has to do with pets as well. We've got a lot happening with your planetary ruler this month. Mercury is going to be moving into Pisces on February 6th, which is his detriment position. So this can definitely affect your mind, sense of judgment, being able to see things clearly, and the nervous system for sure. So pay attention to those areas of life. We have a challenging aspect with Mercury this month, which is Mercury square Uranus on February 5th. So that's a day to just be mindful of, can be a little bit wonky. And then we got quite a few positive, like really positive lucky days for Virgos ruled by Mercury. February 12th, Mercury is conjunct the North Node. February 16th, Mercury is trine Jupiter. And February 28th, Mercury is conjunct Venus. We've also got a Saturn-Neptune conjunction in your 8th astrological house happening. Oh my goodness, Virgos. You are going through some really big releases this month and around February 20th and beyond from that Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I'm hearing Spirit say, if any of you have been through in your life any sort of toxic or abusive relationship, or that's something that you have gone through recently, there can be very profound healing breakthroughs, karmic undoing that happens with that around this conjunction. And in this month of February, this is a great month to be doing things like psychotherapy, shamanic healing, real deal healing, tantric practices as well. There may be endings of certain income streams with that conjunction, but also new abundance, new deep connections coming up in your life too. So very powerful, Virgos. Let me know what's going on with all y'all in the comments below. This is a profound month of change for all of the 12 signs and the whole collective. Let's pull a card for you guys. Also, over the next 6-month period for Virgos, breakthroughs in health issues. If you've been going through health issues with that eclipse, the eclipse is rather starting to happen in your 6th house where you have Aquarius. Wow. 6 of Swords for our Virgos, moving out of troubled waters, moving away from problems. You're moving past hurt and trauma from the past, especially with that Saturn-Neptune conjunction in your 8th house. You're starting a whole new chapter, and it's okay for you to let things go that no longer serve. A lot of us are going through a very big theme right now of having to go through very big releases in life of things that might be uncomfortable or scary, but you are definitely supported with the astrology in doing so. And I'm also hearing Spirit say that some of the health issues that you've maybe been going through in recent years or recent times are tied to things you've been holding on to that don't serve you anymore. So you can even, as you let go of whether it's a relationship or a job or a behavioral pattern, whatever it is that you've been struggling with, if there is anything, will positively affect your health as well. Sending lots of love your way, Virgo. Have a absolutely magical month of February. Next, we've got our Libra sun, moon, and risings. Libra, you are going to be having the sun transiting over your 5th and 6th house this month. Sun will be transiting over your 5th house where you have Aquarius until February 18th. This is also where you're going to be having the solar eclipse in Aquarius. Mars is transiting over there as well. So this is highlighting your inner child, relationship to fun, play, creativity, being in the spotlight, children, your gifts and talents. So not just until February 18th, but for the whole next 6-month period, because you're having the eclipse happen in that house. This is a beautiful time for setting intentions and new beginnings around showcasing your gifts and talents, being in your confidence, having fun, celebration, anything that has to do with children. Some Libras may have an unexpected pregnancy coming up or become an unexpected grandparent, and a lot of creative inspiration, big time this month and beyond into the next 6 months. From February 18th onwards till the end of the month, we have the sun transiting over your 6th astrological house, highlighting your health, routines, day-to-day habits, your pets, and your day-to-day work and office space. So good time around the end of the month to be focusing in on those areas, maybe cleaning out house in your office space, going for a health appointment that you've been, putting off for a really long time, if you have been. And this month we have your planetary ruler Venus in the sign of Aquarius until February 10th. Then she moves into her exalted position of Pisces. I feel like Libras, you are one of the signs that are going to fare quite well throughout this month. You don't have any super gnarly, intense transits happening. I mean, we all have the Saturn Neptune conjunction, which is very intense, happening somewhere in our chart. But overall, I actually really like the transits. I like that your ruler is going into her exalted position of Pisces. That's a really good time from February 10th all the way onwards into March for any sort of beauty appointments, things that have to do with your health and well-being, relationships, dating can all be very good. We've got some lucky days of the month are February 4th, when Venus is sextile Chiron, and February 22nd, when your ruler Venus is trine Jupiter. Challenging day of the month can be February 8th, when we've got your ruler Venus in square to Uranus. That can be a little bit wonky, weird, unstable, surprises. So be mindful of that. And the Saturn Neptune conjunction on February 20th is happening in your 7th astrological house, bringing a major ending, but also beginning when it comes to your love life, committed relationships, contracts, and obligations. Relationships that will survive this Saturn Neptune conjunction time for you and beyond are going to the next level of commitment and spiritual understanding. All right, Libras, let's pull a card for your month of February. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments below. I'm curious to hear from our Libras. Libras, interesting. Okay. We've got the Hermit. All life's answers are within you. It's important to follow your inner guidance, your inner compass. Okay, you are a Libra. All right, so one of your challenges in life is because Libra rules other people. You can be very sometimes affected and influenced by other people. This is a month to really hone in on your inner guidance. Maybe spend some alone time if necessary. If you do feel overwhelmed by any of the things that are happening in the world or any of the relationship dynamics that are coming up. And the Hermit, he's a major arcana card that brings really great wisdom and clarity. So that's a cool card to get. Sending lots of love your way, Libras, and have a magical month. All right, next we've got my fellow Scorpios. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpios. This month, we have the sun transiting over our fourth astrological house, as well as our fifth house. So until February 18th, sun is in Aquarius, transiting over our fourth. We're also going to be having a solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th in our fourth house. Our traditional ruler Mars is in our fourth house. So this month is very much about our home, our family, our emotional well being. Many Scorpios will be moving. I'm currently going through that, moving to a new home, having major changes in the home or family. And it's a great time to be like doing emotional healing or therapy, emotional regulation, nervous system regulation, if you feel called to do that as well at this time. And with the solar eclipse on February 17th happening in your fourth house, these fourth house areas of home, family, your emotions, these are all highlighted for the whole next 6 months. There can be major new beginnings and fresh new energies in those areas. It's super, super highlighted. When the sun moves into Pisces on February 18th for the later part of the month, we've got sun transiting over your fifth astrological house of creativity and fun, showcasing your gifts and talents, putting yourself in the spotlight. So that's closer to the end of the month, a really great time for being in your creativity, being in your confidence, launching a new project. We do have a Mercury retrograde from February 26th to March 20th. So for most of the Pisces season, not the best time to be launching something new, Scorpio, but if it's something that you've been planning for a while and has been in the works, it is something that you can put out there. Best time would be before February 26th, if possible, between the 18th and the 26th, if there's anything like that that you want to put out. And we've got your ruler Mars in Aquarius all month. Lucky day of the month for you is on February 22nd when Mars is sextile Chiron. And more of a challenging day in the month is February 27th when your traditional ruler Mars is in square to Uranus. Okay. That can bring in instability, shocks, surprises, nervous system tension, and frustration. So being mindful of that day. On February 20th, we're going to be having the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries in your sixth house of health, day-to-day work, your routines, pets. So you're going through a major ending, dissolving on a karmic level, but also new beginning when it comes to your health and your day-to-day work. Scorpio, this is a very important time to be mindful of your health. I know as a Scorpio myself, since we do rule self-sabotage in astrology, sometimes our health, we kind of just go, when you're a Scorpio, like, meh, whatever, don't care. I'm a soul having this human experience. This body isn't the most important thing, but actually your body is really important, and your body is a sacred temple that is housing your soul here in this lifetime. Okay. So this is actually a great month, and especially February 20th and moving on from that, of I'm hearing taking responsibility of your health. Maybe there's an appointment you've been putting off for the long time with the doctor, with the dentist. It's good to take care of health matters. It's good to start a new health routine, exercise, fitness in the sign of Aries. You feel better, Scorpio, when you take care of your health and when you move on a regular basis. I can promise you that. Okay. So also major endings and changes that can happen in our day-to-day work. Some of us may be inspired to step more into entrepreneurship or leadership positions moving forward from that conjunction date. Let's pull a card for our Scorpios for the month of February. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to shuffle this. I've been feeling like I need to shuffle the deck a lot today for some reason. Okay. February, Scorpios. Scorpios. Ooh, okay. Two of Swords. Interesting, similar message that we just got for the Libras. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your feelings when it comes to decision making. Okay. This is about decisions. This is about boundaries. This is about paying attention also to red flags of things that may be coming up for you, things that don't serve you anymore. Let me pull a bonus card. King of Wands, Scorpio. Where are you giving your sacred life force energy away that is actually not beneficial to your health? Is what I'm hearing in particular when it comes to health, when it comes to work. Where can you best serve yourself better? Okay. You are in a strong position when you're very connected to your own internal guidance, which we are very naturally intuitive Scorpios. It's important to listen to yourself first before listening to others. And yeah, as you get stronger and stronger in yourself, that can also bring positive new work and creative opportunities. Hope that resonated, Scorpio. Wishing you an absolutely magical month of February and see you next time. Okay, Sagittarius, how are we doing out there? This is a very big month. We have got the sun transiting over your third and fourth house this month. Sun, while it's in Aquarius until the 18th, is in your third. We've also got Mars in your third house in Aquarius and solar eclipse 28 degrees of Aquarius exact on February 17th. So not just for most of this month, but actually for the whole next 6-month period, your third house, excuse me, of communication, friends, your local neighborhood, marketing, business, short distance travel, third house rules a lot of things, is really, really highlighted. And I'm hearing spirits say there's going to be a lot of change in Sagittarius's lives over the next 6-month period. You may be moving to a new neighborhood. You may be starting a completely new job that could be Aquarius ruled, having to do with innovation and the future. Be open to the opportunities that are coming up for you this month, Sagittarius. And it's good for you to network. It's good for you to go into your local community, meet people, maybe see friends or associates that you haven't seen for a while. When the sun ingresses into Pisces, this will be in your fourth astrological house from February 18th all the way until the end of the month, bringing a highlight on your home and your family, your emotions, and your intuition as well, those Cancer-ruled areas of life. We've got your planetary ruler, Jupiter, still retrograde and will be retrograde until March 10th. So for many Sagittarius, it kind of feels like you may be getting held back in certain areas of life or things are on sacred pause. This is because your ruler Jupiter is retrograde. So things are really going to start to be moving forward for you full steam when Jupiter goes direct on March 10th. You've got 2 very lucky days of the month this month, February 16th, when we have Mercury trine Jupiter, and February 22nd, when we have Venus trine Jupiter. That's a nice one with 2 of the benefics. February 20th is the grand Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees of Aries happening in your 5th house. So there's a major ending, but also new beginning when it comes to your confidence, gifts and talents, creativity, inner child, relationship to children, and all those 5th house Leo ruled areas as well. So this month, I feel like, is not a heavy month for Sagittarius. As you are one of the signs that you're going to be faring quite well throughout this month. You'll notice that some of the other signs like Aries, Tauruses, Aquariuses, Capricorns, they can be really affected by the transits going through a lot of intense situations. You're doing quite well, okay? And I actually like that you've got the Saturn Neptune in your 5th, because that can be planting seeds this month for things that are passions or projects to become work endeavors in the future, dream jobs. A lot of work changes for Sagittariuses I've been noticing lately. So let me know how you guys are doing, and let's pull a tarot card for our Saggies for the month of February. Okay, Saggies. Ooh la la. Oh my goodness. The Empress? Hell yeah. Okay, she is all about pleasure and abundance, feeling good. Oh, yeah, success. This is positive. This is going to be a positive month for you. This is a positive breakthrough that is helping to bring in more abundance, more pleasure, more happiness. Believe in yourself, Sagittarius. Go with the flow of what resonates with you. This is a beautiful energy and embrace the changes that are coming up. Really good creative ideas as well with that Saturn Neptune conjunction your fifth that can lead to like a very successful and prosperous new professional opportunity work. So yeah, looking really good. All righty, Capricorns, how are we doing out there, Cappies? How are we doing? Okay. You and the Aquarians are ruled by Saturn, Granddaddy Saturn. And this month we have Saturn Neptune conjunction happening on February 20th, 0 degrees of Aries. We haven't had this for over 6,000 years. So you are one of the signs that is going to be very affected by this grand conjunction. And I said this to the Aries, I'm going to say it to the Aquarians too. Okay. Depending on, and the Pisces that are ruled by Neptune, forgot to mention them. Depending how you've been acting lately, whether you've been a good boy or a good girl, there's going to be karmic repercussions this month and beyond. Okay. Because your ruler Saturn has to do with karma. Okay. Where have you been putting your energy? Have you been putting your energy into positive places? Have you been putting your energy into negative places? There's going to be a lot of karmic feedback coming in this month. Also, karmic justice, if you have been screwed over by anybody or anything as of late in recent times. So, very big deal that your ruler, Saturn, is conjunct Neptune. It's a grand conjunction on February 20th. There can be absolutely life changing events happening this month and beyond over the coming months and years in your fourth house of home, family, your country of origin, having to do with your mother, women in your life, your emotional well being, intuition, spiritual development can be very big changes happening in these areas. Also, Saturn this month is entering the sign of Aries. Yay! No more Saturn in Pisces. I know Capricorns were going to be very happy. No more Saturn in Pisces. We're over it. Thank you, Saturn and Aries. Here we go. Okay, this is going to bring more energy. So we have an Aries energy over us as Capricorn placements for the whole next 2 years of action, motivation, fearlessness, moving forward on our long-term goals and works and responsibilities. So this is, I think, really, really good for the Capricorns. And this month we have a solar eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th in our second astrological house of our values, self-worth, money, abundance, physical resources, and sense of pleasure and well-being in life. So not just this month, but actually over the whole next 6-month period, Capricorns, with that eclipse being an influence in our second house, there's new revenue streams, there's new work opportunities, there's totally different ways of doing things. Okay, Aquarius in your second house is like we're moving out of stagnation, we're moving out of financial blocks, we're moving out of career blocks. If there's been issues in your self-confidence, you can be feeling renewed confidence, renewed self-worth. Getting really clear on your values is very good with that eclipse in your second house to be doing. And it's not a heavy house. Okay. I think the heaviest thing that you've got going on this month is that Saturn Neptune conjunction in your fourth house. There could be something where maybe a challenge comes up with a family member, or you're realizing you need to move out of a home, move into a new space. There could be family members that are going through a very big wake up process. You could be having a lot of emotions that are coming to the surface that need to be processed. Things from the past. The fourth house also rules the past hurts, past traumas coming up for real deep healing as well. So, lots of positive, but also some challenges with that Saturn Neptune conjunct in the fourth. So, Capricorns, let me know. Oh my God, I am paused. I don't know how long I've been paused for. Sorry, you guys. I really need to fucking. Why does this do that? Every time I make a certain movement, it like pauses. So, sorry about that. Okay, let's pull a card, Capricorns. For February, Granddaddy Saturn changing signs, Saturn Neptune conjunction. This is big, big stuff for us. Huh. We got the Four of Cups reversed. Oh, wait, let me get rid of the chart. I wasn't expecting that. New approaches to old problems, new energy. Okay, well, at least it's not upright, because when the Four of Cups is upright, this is like, can be apathy, not taking opportunities, depression, not feeling motivated. We're moving forward after a period of intensity, sensitivity. Okay, we had Pluto in Capricorn for 15 years, and then right at the end of it, Saturn was in Pisces, Neptune was in Pisces. So and Saturn is our ruler. So this is really I'm hearing the word gateway this month, especially when Saturn enters Aries, where we're starting to move forward. We're feeling more motivated. I'm going to pull a bonus card. Oh, bonus card, Wheel of Fortune. Yes. The answer is yes. I'm hearing Spirit say, if you've been wondering about something, Capricorn, should I do that? Is that the right decision? Something you've really wanted. Some of you Capricorns, there's something you've been wanting to do, but you haven't done it or you haven't asked it. The answer is yes. Wheel of Fortune. This is lucky. This is fate. The winds of change, opportunities, fresh new energy, and a major completion of a cycle this month. I feel like we're going to feel lighter by the end of the month. And when we go into March, this is like the completion for Capricorns of a long cycle of many combined transits where it's been a lot for over 15 years. So, okay. This is looking good. And Capricorns, I keep it real, okay? I keep it real that, yeah, Saturn, Neptune conjunct your fourth house, it's a little bit on the intense side. You might be moody, stuff going on with family members. That's okay. You can handle it. You're a Capricorn. Sending lots of love your way and have a happy February. Okay, two more signs. We've got our Aquarians. What's going on? Aquarians, what's going on? Well, we've got major shifts with both of your planetary rulers. Your traditional ruler, Saturn, is changing signs into Aries. Yes. And making a grand conjunction to Neptune. Wow. And your modern day ruler, Uranus, is direct as of February 3rd. Aquarius, you may have felt in recent months like you've been kind of blocked or things haven't been totally moving forward. We are moving full steam ahead with your rulers going direct, changing signs. This is very, very big shifts. I think Aquarians, there is going to be a lot of shocks, surprises, unpredictability happening for you this month. Okay, because first of all, your ruler Uranus rules shock, surprises, instability, unpredictability, things coming out of left field. And not only is Uranus going direct as of February 3rd, we will have multiple squares to Uranus this month. Mercury square Uranus on February 5th, Venus square Uranus on February 8th, Sun square Uranus February 16th, and Mars square Uranus February 27th. So you are just getting all these squares. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking in like a, Southern American accent, but we're doing it. Okay, you're getting all these squares from your ruler Uranus to planets in Aquarius in your sign. Your ruler scoring planets in your sign, in your first house of yourself, your identity, how you show up, and your physical health. You're transforming roles, you're up-leveling yourself. I want you to be very mindful, Aquarians, of your health this month, of your nervous system, of your stress levels. Make time for sleep, okay? Eat well, drink really good water, do all those nervous system regulator things that I talked about at the beginning of this video. You are going to need it this month. There's some of you guys are like having total life changes this month. 4 squares to your ruler Uranus. Uranus goes direct, and a solar eclipse in your sign. And your traditional ruler changes signs and is in a conjunction to Neptune. Do you want to change your life? Do you want to change your life? Because if you want to, this is the month. If you've been waiting to make a really big change, if you've been waiting to act on a decision, now is the month. Aquarius, do not hold back. Believe in yourself. Okay, you are stepping into more of your authentic version this month. I always say for you guys, you're the age of Aquarian way showers. So as the world goes through shocking, crazy, wild events, you are also going through that too. And Pluto's in your sign. For some of you Aquarians, this can be like the craziest, most transformational month of your life. Just saying. Okay, I know that sounds really dramatic, but just saying. Move the energy, be open to the changes that are afoot. Be open to putting yourself in the spotlight, being more of your authentic self over the next 6-month period with that solar eclipse in your first house. And the Saturn-Neptune conjunction with your traditional ruler Saturn in your third house on February 20th, this is a ending, karmic ending, but also new beginning when it comes to your voice, how you communicate, your community, friends, networking, short distance travel as well. You're going through, I think Aquarians are going through the biggest upgrade this month. Aquarians are having the wildest, most upgrading month. I'm very curious to hear what's happening with all of you. Changes to work, changes to home, changes to how you communicate, what you want to be doing moving forward, what your long-term goals and dreams are. Wow. Let's pull a card. This is like, I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with you guys. Okay, 2 cards. 9 of Swords. This is the over-worrying card. Okay? And Judgment. If there's been anything that you've been really resisting, Aquarius, and you know what, Aquarius, you can be stubborn, okay? You are a fixed sign with the Leos and the Scorpios and the Tauruses, so Aquarians can be stubborn sometimes. If there's something that you've been like resisting, this relationship, this job, this way that I do this, it has to go this way, but it's just not working or not serving you, I invite you to surrender to that. Because you are going through major release. and change. And over worrying or trying to over control is not helpful. Okay. Some of you may feel more anxiety or stress this month with all those squares to Uranus. Can affect the nervous system in medical astrology. So I know I keep saying it, but nervous system regulators are very, very important this month. Okay. And it is a judgment moment. This month is a judgment moment, Aquarius. Answering the call to action creates new opportunity. Huge life change, spiritual awakening, getting even stronger in your life purpose and who you truly are. So I'm sending lots of love your way, Aquarius. Let me know what the heck is going on with you guys in the comments below. And I look forward to hearing from you. Okay. Last but not least, we have our Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. You're also one of the signs that's going to get affected very much in a big way by the big astrology of this month. Okay, this is because we've got your modern day ruler, Neptune, conjunct Saturn, exact on February 20th. This is a grand, very rare outer planetary aspect. Okay, and even though Neptune is no longer in your sign, Neptune has gone into Aries as of January 26th, there can be a continued theme of major life letting go and ending for you with that Neptune conjunct Saturn, with it happening in your second house, in particular, having to do with work, income streams, financial blocks, if there have been any issues with confidence or your self-worth or your sense of stability, feeling safe in your body. Taurus can have a lot to do with your body. So this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, it's helping you in the process of it, feeling more safe in who you are, bringing more abundance in, bringing positive new income streams and work opportunities into your life. We're going to be having a solar eclipse on February 17th in your 12th astrological house, which is the Pisces house. Pisces ruled areas of life. We also have the sun transiting over your 12th until February 18th, and Mars transiting over your 12th, and Pluto is there too. So with all this 12th house influence, you really need to make time for proper rest, sleep, relaxation to integrate the big changes that are going on collectively and personally. This is a very creative time for you this month and for the whole next 6-month period, as well as eclipses have an effect for the whole next 6-month period. And there may be unexpected Aquarius foreign travel to faraway places, 12th house of Pisces, over the next 6-month period coming up for you. We've got your traditional ruler Jupiter still retrograde and will be until March 10th. So there is a sense of retreat, reflection, healing, making time for rest. You guys are going to feel a lot lighter, as most of us are when we go into March and April, when we're past this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, when we're past some of these really intense transits of the month. Your lucky days of the month are February 16th, when we've got Mercury trine Jupiter, and February 22nd, when we have Venus trine Jupiter. And let's pull a card for our Pisces for this month. I'm going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Pisces. Okay. Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness. I'm feeling intuitively, like, I'm just going to say this, I'm feeling like a lot of you Pisces have been emotionally upset or distraught. Maybe you haven't been feeling happy. It's been feeling really heavy for a lot of you. And it makes sense. Neptune was in your sign, Saturn was in your sign, lunar eclipses in your sign. We're coming out of all of that. Okay. And emotional fulfillment is on the way. Love, new friendships, abundance, positive new beginning. Love yourself. Be in the element of water. Maybe you want to go for a spa day or go to a retreat center with, the sun transiting over your 12th house for most of the month. Make time to be with water, things ruled by the element of water, rest, creativity, self love. And there are very positive times ahead, Pisces. So I hope that resonated with you, sending lots of love your way. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you guys so much for joining me. We're almost at the 2-hour mark here. It is going to be a wild month. I know I've said that the whole video, but you guys are going to see I will be with you all through the way here on my Meg Moonbeam YouTube and Rumble and X channels. Thank you all so much for joining. I would really appreciate if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, maybe leave a comment below to help with the channel's growth. Share it with someone who you think might enjoy it. And if you'd like to check out any of my offerings, my personal astrology readings, membership, my workshops, courses, all that jazz, everything is in the links below. I love you all so much. It's going to be a wild ride. Have an absolutely magical month of February 2026.